Horror Lies.
Yo, what's up, guys? Welcome back to Body Bags. I'm MikeyFish Horror, and I'm your Friday host. Yeah, dudes, sorry about the late post. I literally just thought about it. Like, I've been busy all day, cooking, learning some drum parts and shit, so I've just been kind of busy doing an episode for my other channel. Totally forgot that it was Friday. But anyways, that's okay. Doesn't matter. I remembered in time. Today I'm going to review the movie Cannibal. Yeah, I think it's also called Pale Skin or White Skin, one of the two, which is a better title, if you ask me. One, because there's a ton of movies called Cannibal, and two, because the name Cannibal is somewhat of a spoiler throughout the movie. So the movie's about these two guys, oh, it's one guy mostly, and but two friends, and they pick up these two prostitutes early on in the movie, and one of the friends ends up getting bit by the girl, and they get chased. The girls get chased out by the two guys. They don't end up doing anything with them, and then trail it back to their house. They talk about how he got bit, and the main character's a white guy, but the roommate's a black guy, and I only say that because it kind of plays a part in the movie to where the race kind of like comes in to the movie in a weird way, but it's done really well, and kind of they touch on, you know, like blacks being mistreated and whatnot and white people not, but there's a reason why they're kind of hunting the black guy. He's not the main character, the white guy is, but there's just kind of, I mean, at least there's a thought behind the reason why they bit this black man and whatnot. It's hard to say without spoiling the movie, but turns out this the main character, which is the white guy, ends up meeting this girl, falling in love with her, even though he says he doesn't like redheads. Something about this redhead he really enjoys, and he starts falling in love with this girl right away. He can't figure it out, but he really, really likes her. She's kind of like you know, pushing him away and whatnot. He can't figure out why. Well, turns out she's sick, has like cancer and whatnot, and her family is really mad at her because she's not doing the proper things to get rid of this cancer, which I won't explain what all that is. You need to watch the movie to understand. But yeah, it's hard to get into that territory because it's a little spoiler-esque. But the black guy has this aunt that's really into like the history of black people, but also like not just the history, but kind of like the I wouldn't say mythology because that's not the word, but like almost like far history, like super far history, and why you know, black people actually have like this. They're more human than white people. If that, you got to watch the movie to understand the context of all that. But all that being said, it's all important to the movie. It's really hard to talk about without spoiling it, even though the title somewhat does. Not really, but a little bit. You got to watch the movie to understand, like I said. But anyways, all in all, I actually really enjoyed this movie. That's my thoughts on this. I actually enjoyed it. I was doing a puzzle while I was watching this, but I was really focused on this movie, just listening to it and watching it at the same time while trying to do this puzzle. I wasn't really getting into the puzzle as much as I was the movie, even though the puzzle was sick. But anyways, this movie right here, tons of fun, man. Well, fun. It was just really well done. I really enjoyed it. The acting was a little weird, but it was done well, but it was like dubbed, I believe. Like all the voices were dubbed and stuff, but like usually the acting is really bad when stuff is dubbed, and some of the, like, you know, language gets kind of like spotty in it. But for the most part, it was done really well. I believe it was filmed in Quebec. I'm not sure. I know it was Canada of sorts, but I think Quebec is more the French side, so that makes sense on why they would dub it from over there. But yeah, just the acting was done really well. If it wasn't named this, the I guess twist would have been really, really cool. But this, like I'm saying, this kind of ruins it, man. And I'm sorry that I'm kind of spoiling it by telling y'all that, but you kind of, you know, you pick this up. If you picked it up by the other title, it wouldn't be much of a spoil. But But either way, it's done really well, man. This movie was a lot of fun. It looks really cold throughout the movie, which is really cool too. Yeah, it's just the suspense. There's a little angle in there with the female and the lead where they know the same person kinda, and that was kind of a cool little twist there. It was really cool, man. It's really hard to talk about without giving anything away, but definitely check this one out if you haven't already. It's a lot of fun. I think it's an underrated gem. You know, that era that I enjoy. 2004. Yeah, dude, definitely check this one out if you haven't already. It's worth checking out, man. It definitely is. Underrated gem, I'd say. Yeah, that's Cannibal from 2004. Hell yeah. Sorry I couldn't talk too much about the film without, you know, I would just spoil so much. But definitely worth checking out. Definitely a lot of fun. Hell yeah. If you're into kind of like love angles in movies, there's definitely one in there. So yeah, a lot of fun. If I had to rate this one, I'm giving it a solid, you know, just 7.5 out of 10. Could go to an 8, but I gotta rewatch it and be super focused on it. But yeah, definitely fun. Check it out if you haven't already. Cannibal, or white skin or pale skin. I can't remember what it is. I think it's white skin, but I'm not sure. Anyways, yeah. I'm MikeyFish, and I will see you guys next Friday. Later, dudes. Sorry for the late post.